that simple, except it's not applied consistently. And I know that because I looked up the data. Of course, I wanted to check everything for myself, so I went onto the government website to get the exact import and export figures for every single country that was in those first two charts I put in the spreadsheet. And thankfully, each page for those countries, there's a section at the bottom which follows a very similar format. So I pasted all of those into a text document. I could have done some kind of complicated scraping things, but for 50 entries, it was quicker to just do it manually. Because the sentences had all been generated algorithmically from their data, they were all very, very similar. So I could use find and replace to take out all the common bits and turn them into tabs, which meant that I could paste them into Excel, a little bit of tidying up, and there were 4 countries I couldn't find the data for, like Serbia and Tunisia and a couple others. I then had all the data, official government data, from the same department as the equation for 46 of those countries. It means I can now go through here. This has got all the countries in the order they appear on those printed out charts. It's got the 2 numbers that were printed on the chart. I then over here have the import amounts from 2024 in US dollars and the export amounts in US dollars. I can then work out the deficit fraction, which is the percentage we need to get it down by. And over here, I've then predicted what it should be based on their formula, and next to it is what's actually on the page. And if you have a look, a lot of these are very similar. But wait a minute, what's going on here? -17 and 10. I'm going to reorder these and sort them by that deficit fraction from smallest to largest. And down the bottom here, these are the countries where the US is running a trade deficit. And as you can see down here, it matches perfectly. It's often off by 1%, but not always in the same direction. So there's some rounding going on somewhere. That's fine. But down here, these are the runs where the US is running a trade surplus, not a deficit. And so this is where the US are getting more money in than they're sending out. And all of these, they should have in theory a negative tariff according to their equation, because if the goal is just to have a balanced budget, then they should make the imports artificially cheap to move it back to being balanced. But it's not even just that. There's always this default. Okay, this is so weird. So for some reason, they half them all. So over here, they're all half, but it doesn't go below 10%. So what's interesting is 17 halves to 10, 20 halves to 10, and then 30 halves to 15.